Hey everyone, I'm FM Greeno and welcome back to my Euro Truck Simulator 2 save. So, today we're going to try and get into that sort of Eastern European part of the world, or at least close to it. I want to go and explore Romania and Bulgaria and that little bit of Turkey we can get to. And we're currently sat in Rome. Made a couple of short drives from Nice, where we left off last time. We went to Genoa, then from Genoa down to Livorno, and Livorno down to Rome. And now I think I found a pretty good job that's going to get us pretty close to the Romanian border, so we can go and start exploring that part of the world. Let's go and see what we've got. So, this is the job we're going to take. A lorry load of peas. I didn't know they grew peas in Rome, but there we are. We're going to take that all the way up past the likes of Florence and Venice here, along southern Austria, around Budapest, and across to Debrecen. And Debrecen, as you can see here, is right in the east of Hungary and gives us a perfect base to try and get into this part of the world afterwards. So that's the aim today. Let's go and get the job hooked up and get on the road. So, we're all hooked up with our lorry load of peas. It's just a fairly bog standard trailer, as you can see in the rear view mirrors there. Like I say, we're in Rome currently, but not a very picturesque part of it. It's kind of like an industrial park outside the city. So, yeah, we haven't been into central Rome at all, and it doesn't look like we're heading in that direction right now either. So, we'll be heading out onto the Autostrada by the looks of it. We've got quite a long drive ahead of us, this leg. 21 hours, 28 minutes remaining of the drive, apparently. So what we're probably going to do, it's about 6:30 now. Drive for 2, maybe 3 hours now. Take a sleep a little bit earlier than I really need to, just so that we kind of sleep through the darkness hours. And then we'll get to see a little bit more of the drive as we go along. Are we going to get let out here? No, we're not. How about the next one? There we go. We'll sneak out there. Phew! That was a bit tight. So yeah, so we're going to try and do as much of this in daylight as possible. I guess it's going to get dark around sort of 9-ish here in Italy. So yeah, we'll probably plough on till sort of 9-10 PM maybe. Take a rest, wake up early in the morning and do as much of the drive as we can in one stint then. So yeah, off we go. We're heading out of Rome towards the motorway. We'll check in a little bit later on. Okay, fast forward to 6 AM. We had a little sleep just as we hit Tuscany. So we haven't quite reached Florence yet, but we're getting close. Refueled the truck, had a little rest. We didn't really need to rest, but again, like I said, it's just to bring you as much daytime driving as we can, see the scenery. I've quite enjoyed it, kicking around in Italy a bit. The drive down to Rome from Nice, I say I split that into 3 separate individual jobs. So we did a little job into Genoa. Unfortunately, we hit Genoa in the night time, so didn't really get to see a lot of it. We then went down from there to Livorno, which was quite a nice town. A place I didn't know an awful lot about. Another port city. Again, did a little bit of reading about it afterwards just to find out more about the place. It's got pretty interesting history. So in the sort of 16th century, it was run by the Medici kind of family. There were sort of big names in Italian society around that time. And they had set Livorno up as what was known as a free port. So trade could pretty much come in and out without any restrictions. And because of that, it became a really kind of multicultural kind of place, which was obviously not that usual at that kind of time. So yeah, it's had an interesting history. There's loads of cool architecture there. Lots of really nice old churches. I keep seeing a load of jets flying over us here. I don't know if there's an air base nearby, but maybe. Yeah, for those of you who are into football as well, Massimiliano Allegri, the famous manager, he's from Livorno, as is Giorgio Chiellini, the Italian defender. So, obviously there's something in the water there that brings out decent footballers too, so yeah, hopefully we'll get back there again and we can have a bit more of a mooch around. It's quite an interesting little place. Anyway, we're pretty close, I think, to Florence now. The route here is going to take us past Florence on to towards Bologna. Then we'll skirt round Venice. Unfortunately, we're not going to be heading into Venice, I don't think. It's just going to be around the city again, and then we'll hit the Austrian border. Obviously, we're going along the southern part of Austria, so it's probably not going to be quite as mountainous and spectacular as some of the routes we've done. That one up to Salzburg we did really early on in the series, for example. But I'm sure there'll still be some pretty cool scenery around. So it looks like we've hit the outskirts here of Venice, or there's some roadworks here in the way. That's not ideal. So we've got to take a little detour here. Maybe we're actually going into the city after all. That's a bit of a surprise. Did not expect that. Interesting. So every now and again you do get these detours in the game when there's been an accident or something like that and the police block the road. So you have to come off and go a slightly more circuitous route. You'll remember earlier in the series I tried to get around them a couple of times and just go round the traffic cones or whatever. It didn't pay off. It basically meant I had to abandon a few jobs and get towed back to places and what have you. Right. So I've kind of learned we're not going to be doing that anymore. So it looks like we're going to take a little detour into at least the outskirts of Venice anyway. A lot of people hot air ballooning by the looks of it, getting views of the canals and all that sort of stuff. Whether we get to see any of that, I doubt, because we're not going to go right into the city by the looks of it. Just going to sort of find somewhere decent to turn around. Bit of construction going on in Venice, I've noticed. Certainly in the outskirts. They seem to be building quite a lot of sort of tower blocks and whatever, which again is not something you necessarily think of when you think of Venice. But I suppose pretty much every city, once you get outside of the sort of the old town, the central area, the touristy bits, they've all got them, haven't they? So it shouldn't really be that much of a surprise. You know, lorry drivers aren't on holiday, are they? They're not going all to little picture postcard destinations, so I guess it makes sense. But there we are. Anyway, let's see if we can get around this detour and get back on the road without losing too much time. Well, I don't know how we're going to get around this problem. So, coming out of the city of Venice, the route onto the motorway that we needed to take was blocked. So, we're basically going back in the direction of Bologna again, which is not ideal, because all it wants us to do then is to turn around once more. So we're just losing a load of time. This is going to cost us about 3 hours, by the looks of it. And there's no guarantee that when we turn around and come back through again, the road is going to be clear. So I really don't know what to do with this. It's a bit of a conundrum. But we'll see how we go. Oh, this roadblock is still here. You know what? We're going round it. We're going to take a chance because I'm not doing that loop again. That was bonkers. Right, where can we go? Can we get round everyone here? It looks like there's a gap down this side. What's happened down there then? Bit of an incident. Oh, truck's caught on fire by the looks of it. But there we go. Look, why couldn't I have done that in the first place? Got a nice clear road ahead of us now. That was a lot easier, wasn't it, than some of them might be. So, still, at least we got to see a little bit of Venice while we were there. And as part of my detour, I discovered the city of Bologna as well, having not been there. So that's one ticked off the list. So some positives to come out of it, but not many. Anyway, it's not long till we need a sleep again now, so we'll truck along here a little bit. And then it's time to get some shut-eye. Unfortunately, that means some nighttime driving coming. A bit of a shame, but there we are. So, I'm just leaving the rest stop now. We managed to stop and have another sleep. These Italian drivers aren't much good, are they? They never leave you any room. So yeah, we still haven't even left Italy yet with that detour that we had to take that added so much time to the drive. So yeah, we've still got quite a long way to go, another 12 hours of driving, which I think, unless I'm very much mistaken, yeah, means we have to take another sleep. So we should have been able to make it with just 2 sleeps, but with that crazy detour around Venice, we're going to have to add a third one into the drive. In fact, this drive has been so long, I actually had to stop the recording and move the file, because I was a bit worried that if I just kept going with the same file, I might run out of space on my hard drive. It's a little bit cluttered at the moment, so I had to move it across to an external drive, because the first part of this drive anyway is about an hour's worth of recording. It won't be that long in the edit, don't worry. Anyhow, nighttime driving, so we'll probably blast through that in terms of the episode anyway pretty quickly. Hopefully not too long till we hit the Austrian border. So it's around 5 AM now, and finally we are in Austria. We actually crossed the border around 3 AM, but of course it was still dark then, so no point coming back. But yeah, it looks like a beautiful morning here in Austria. We're just in the outskirts of Graz now. Obviously this is sort of southern Austria, so it's not as mountainous as the northern region. A pretty nice countryside. You can definitely see the difference in the landscape compared to where we were in Italy. A little more rocky, a little more foresty. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So we're going to keep on trucking. We've got just under 8 hours of the drive left to go.
Go straight on.
Probably another 2, maybe 3 hours until we hit the Hungarian border, I would suppose. So we'll keep on going. Hopefully, no more road blockages on the way. Well, it's come a little sooner than I expected. We're at 6:30 AM here. And it looks like we are leaving Austria and heading back into Hungary. A little while since we were in Hungary in the game, isn't it? Yeah, looking forward to driving across pretty much the whole of Hungary now. So, obviously our final destination is Debrecen, which is sort of right in the east of the country, probably about an hour away from the Romanian border, perhaps not even that far. So, yeah, we're going to see pretty much most of Hungary today. Debrecen is a city, like I say, right in the east. It's the biggest city in that part of the country. It's probably second or third biggest city in the whole country, I would guess. The east of the country is probably overall a little poorer than the west. Obviously the west, when you're in places like Győr and all around there, you're not too far away from the Austrian border, so there's a little bit of money flows into the country that way. There's a lot of sort of German business sets up in that part of the world, whereas over in the east it's a little more kind of agricultural, I guess, and you're bordering onto Romania, Ukraine, the eastern part of Slovakia, so it's not quite so attractive a place for international business, but they grow some nice wine around there. So what's going on with this dude here on the left? I have to watch out for him. A little bit of a smash there by the looks of it. But yeah, if you study your Hungarian wine, it's not quite as far away as Debrecen, but the sort of Eger region of Hungary over in the east, you get some good wines there. The Egri Bikaver, the Bull's Blood, and of course, if you like your dessert wines, Hungary's pretty famous for that. But Tokai, which is a ridiculously expensive dessert wine, very, very sweet, really kind of honey flavoured. I don't like it at all, but yeah, if you're ever in top-notch restaurants and you're looking for a dessert wine, you'll find the Tokai on there. It'll be one of the more expensive options. It's really, really famous. Anyway, let's push on. Let's drive across a bit of Hungary. And we'll catch up when we see something interesting. So once again, we find ourselves in the outskirts of Budapest. You can see we're crossing the River Danube here, which is always nice. I don't know how far you can see down into the city there. Not very far, I don't think, but we're going to have to stop in Budapest at some point, aren't we, and have a little look around. Go and see if we can find the Parliament building, which is a pretty spectacular piece of architecture. We've got about 3 hours to go until we get to Debrecen. Unfortunately, like I said, we are going to need to sleep before then. If we take a little look at the sleep monitor here, yeah, you've got 2 hours before the next rest stop. So any time now, really, we ought to be thinking about stopping. It's around 10 AM, so hopefully it will still be light by the time that we've done that. We might just about finish in daylight in Debrecen. I'm not sure. It might just be getting dark by the time we get there, but we'll see. Anyway, now to look for a rest stop. So we took that rest just outside of Budapest. And as you can hear, some quite irritating music has come on in the background. And this indicates that our delivery is expected soon. I'm not quite sure how soon. We'll find out. But hopefully we're not going to end up with any late penalties, because, I mean, it's possible we will, but we'll see. But yeah, having that big detour and having to take 1 extra sleep because of that has probably added about 12 hours in total to the journey time. So, yeah, there's every chance that we are going to be late for the delivery, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, it looks beautiful in the eastern part of Hungary today. Hot air balloon there. People... Well, we saw some of them in Venice, didn't we? I'm sure Venice was probably a little more picturesque than just some agricultural land in eastern Hungary, but whatever floats your boat, I guess. Anyway, let's keep on trucking and hope we get to Debrecen in time. So here we are in Debrecen. Just getting dark now, but we can still just about make out what's going on in the city. Fairly industrial kind of looking landscape, really, with a few panel buildings on the outskirts, as you'd expect in this part of the world. Yeah, hopefully we're going to get away without this late penalty. We could do without the red lights holding us up, that's for sure. Here we go. Let's get going again. We're only a kilometre away, but it says it's going to take 4 minutes, so I'm guessing that means traffic lights everywhere. Oh yeah, pleased to get to Debrecen. I think it's going to be a good place for us to base ourselves for the next drive, which will definitely be... Well, I imagine we'll just come straight back for that in the next episode. Wherever we head from Debrecen, it's going to be... Not in there, is it? No, we don't want to go there. We want to go down this road.
Turn right.
We're going to head east from here. So, the next episode will definitely be whatever our next job is.
Turn left.
I think with the funds that we get from this drive, it should enable us to actually get another truck and get another driver in. So that's going to be the plan, I think, for the next episode.
Turn right.
To hire a new driver and get a new truck in that Milan base.
Safe and sound.
Anyway, let's get this job delivered. We're definitely only going to do the play it safe parking. Even that's not the easiest. It's going to be a bit of a job to swing around and get straightened up into that space, I'd say, but we'll give it a go. Take it nice and steady. Make sure we don't scrape the cab along this metal fence. Don't want to damage our nice green paintwork. Let's see if this is going to work. Mind that lamppost as well. Are we going to be close enough in? Yeah, there we go. It's giving it to us. I don't think it was perfect, but close enough. Uh-oh, we were late. Look at that. Let's see what... Oh, goodness me. 5 hours late. Oh, fair enough then. Oh, there was no point me rushing. That detour really did screw us up. That cost us over 4,000 euros and some XP, which is a bit disappointing. But we still ended up with 36,000 euros. And I think... Yeah, we've leveled up again. So let's start putting something else in. Actually, no. Let's fill up this ADR first. What have we got there? Level 5. That's going to be toxic and infectious substances, is it? Oh, no. No. The flammable gases. Oh, we can start taking gases with us. Oh, we could do with bringing some of that to the UK right now. See if we can do that, maybe. Anyhow. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was certainly another eventful one. Shame we were late for our delivery, but at least we made it safe and sound. And yeah, looking forward to getting further east in the next episode. If you did enjoy it, please drop a like on there for me. And if you've got any comments about today's episode, the series as a whole, or where you think we should be heading next, any exciting places you've maybe been in Romania, Bulgaria, that part of the world, put that in the comment section below. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, click on that button and come and hop on the Greenobus. There's plenty of room for you all. Just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I will see you soon for some more action here with Euro Truck Simulator 2. Bye for now.